Come with me.
Do I have any choice?
You know who I am.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most glaring differences between the Wheel of Time book series and its TV adaptation. Naturally, there will be some spoilers.
I can't touch the sword.
If you love games, be sure to check out WatchMojo's new game Terrible Influence, launching soon on Kickstarter. Terrible Influence is a satirical board game about the dark side of fame from the writer of the most popular girls in school and us, WatchMojo.
Boom.
Dang.
I can make an apology video.
Oh, you so would.
Click on the link in the description to follow our Kickstarter campaign and be the first to play Terrible Influence.
I need to pay a PR wizard to make this go away.
Okay.
$4 million.
What
I
did
have
you
it.
do?
It was bad.
Number 20, the Horn of Valere. This magical object has the power to summon the warriors of history and is sought after by the villainous Dark One and his dark friends. Perrin finds it at the end of Season 1, only for dark friend Padden Fane to steal it from him.
Run may be the dragon, but all 5 of you have a part to play.
In the grand Season 2 finale, Mat blows the horn to summon crucial aid at the Battle of Falme. In Robert Jordan's series, however, the horn is revealed to be at the Eye of the World. The quest for the magical object itself is the whole plot of the second book of the series, The Great Hunt. No doubt the TV series wanted to streamline some elements. Number 19, Nynaeve is kidnapped. In an unexpected development, Wisdom Nynaeve is abducted by a Trolloc at the Two Rivers, leaving Moiraine and the rest to assume the worst. But Nynaeve not only escapes, but kills the Trolloc who kidnapped her for good measure. She eventually reunites with the rest. We call this unexpected because this never happened in the books. When Rand, Perrin, Mat, and Egwene leave the village with Moiraine, Nynaeve follows them to persuade them to return. When that fails, and upon discovering her own channeling abilities, Nynaeve decides to join them. Why the series decided to have Nynaeve be taken in the first place is strange, but it does up the drama.
Said you could ask, not let it answer.
Number 18, new dark friend Dana. In this Season 1 episode, Rand and Mat stay at the Four Kings Inn for the night, where they encounter innkeeper Dana. She flirts with Rand and even tries to kiss him, but the latter is not having it.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to.
This is where the innkeeper reveals her fealty to the Dark One, foiled only at the timely arrival of Gleeman Thom Merrilin. This antagonist is an original character of the TV series, as no dark friend named Dana appears in the book.
What are you doing?
Waiting.
She seems to be a composite of dark friend Millie Skane and Samuel Hake, who owns the Four Kings Inn in Jordan's series. It's unfortunate the show didn't use any of these book characters, but Dana is a dark friend all right.
All right, we all gonna cry?
Number 17, Egwene heals Nynaeve. As a wisdom, the main healer is Nynaeve, which the TV adaptation retains. At the end of Season 1, however, Nynaeve, Egwene, and 3 women channel together to defeat the Trollocs. The effort is too much for them, and they all collapse, except Egwene.
We all stand with you! No!
In the aftermath, Egwene then heals Nynaeve. In the books, Egwene is Nynaeve's apprentice. Healing is a very complex power in this world. Nynaeve is able to use all healing types, but Egwene is not. The show obviously wished to plump up Egwene's role, but it's odd to see such a skilled healer being the healed one. Number 16, Thom Merrilin. This court bard turned adventurer shows up in the TV series in the 3rd episode of Season 1, singing a ballad.
The man who can't forgive.
He then gets hold of Mat's gold and saves them from a dark friend. Get you a guy that can do both.
She's a Darkfriend boy. Sworn body and soul to the Dark One.
In the books, however, we meet Thom at Emond's Field itself as part of the entertainment. When the village is attacked, he joins the group of travelers, though they lose him around Whitebridge. Book Thom is also less grungy than his TV show counterpart, with white hair and blue eyes. This merry man is a little less merry in the TV show.
And a small fee for the life lesson.
Bloody expensive lesson.
The best ones are.
Number 15, Moiraine loses her ability to channel. In the dramatic end to the first season, the Dark One cuts off Moraine's connection to the One Power. This leaves her unable to channel, a situation she struggles with all throughout Season 2, hiding it from the others. Fortunately, in Episode 7, Rand cuts the shield around Moiraine using the One Power, which restores her ability to channel. Moiraine never loses her power in the books, so this change is unusual to say the least. It is more dramatic, though, an attempt to give Moiraine more of an inner conflict, which is par for the course for a TV series. Number 14, Ishamael is gone for good.
Well, it looks like our time is up.
Wheel of Time fans know this most powerful Forsaken lives on in the Great Hunt and is killed by Rand in the third book, The Dragon Reborn. He is later reincarnated as Moiraine by the Dark One. In the series, however, Ishamael seems to be vanquished as early as Season 2. Once Moiraine frees Rand from the Forsaken's shield, Rand successfully defeats him. We then see Ishamael disintegrate into dust. It may be the TV show is planning to have the Forsaken return in some form, but this is far from book Ishamael's habit of avoiding certain death.
It's beautiful.
Number 13, Machin Shin. Also known as the Black Wind, this creature torments those it comes into contact with, eating their memories and even their souls.
You're wrong about everything. You'll murder these children and call it heroism.
Although it does not serve the Dark One, it is an ancient malevolent force. In the show, the travelers come across it in the 6th episode of the first season. Nynaeve manages to repel it.
You can't protect them. You can't.
The Black Wind's corrosive nature is the same in both the books and the show, but it does manifest differently in each. In the show, Machin Shin is depicted as an insect-like swarm more than a wind, and it directly contacts the main characters, preying on their fears. Either way, it is a tormentor, all right.
You're wrong about everything. You'll murder these children and call it heroism.
Number 12, Mat's family. In the 7th episode, Mat is kidnapped and taken to Ishamael and Falme. When Mat drinks the proffered tea, he begins to have grisly hallucinations with his angry mother and himself committing murders.
Damn prick.
Mom?
It turns out his parents were not the best role models, with his mother being a drunkard and his father a lecher. This is not the case in the books, where Mat's corruption stems more from a cursed ruby dagger. Nor did Mat come from an abusive or dysfunctional family.
What makes you think that I'm stupid enough to touch it again?
This is not the only thing about Mat changed from the books, but it is still puzzling.
Just like him.
Number 11, the Battle of Falme. Where to start? There were many changes, significant and not, from page to screen. For one thing, the Shan-Chan had already occupied Falme in the books, whereas in the series, they are only beginning to do so.
Let us see what is required to earn the Heron Blade on this side of the ocean.
Celine's identity as the Forsaken Lanfear is revealed much earlier in the 2nd season, whereas in the books, Lanfear is revealed at the end of the Great Hunt. Mat wasn't kidnapped by Ishamael in the books. In the show, Moiraine weaves a fire dragon above the city, whereas in the book, it's Ishamael and Rand's fight that is projected above the city. At least Mat got to blow the Horn of Valere in both media.
I remember.
Number 10. The ages of the main characters.
There are rumors of 4 Tavir in there. All the right age.
The first books in the Wheel of Time tell something of a coming-of-age story, as the Emmons Fielders journey from their remote village into a wider world of wonders, dangers, and new cultures. Showrunner Rafe Judkins decided to age the characters up to 20, however, stating that, quote, shows with a bunch of 17-year-olds as leads feel more like young adult fiction.
The only thing we know for certain is that this child is coming of age now, and we must find them before the dark does.
In fact, Rand, Mat, and Perrin are about 19 in the books. Egwene is 2 years younger. So the show didn't age the characters up much. It did, however, make them a bit less naive and more adult. Rand and Egwene are in a physical relationship, and Perrin is married and a blacksmith rather than an apprentice. More on that later.
Come on, we're talking.
About what? You're married. Your life's over.
Number 9. The Whitecloaks.
The light is always with you. It needs no instruction. I will not forget your faces should we meet again.
You don't want to cross the Children of the Light. Their zealous persecution of those they deem Darkfriends, or worse, witches, is brutal and merciless.
An Aes Sedai should know above all others that sometimes brutality is the only path
To mercy.
However, in the books, they're more of a nuisance than a threat to capable channelers. A Whitecloak might attack a lone Aes Sedai, but only from hiding. The TV adaptation portrays the children as a more serious threat. Aemon Valda, now an Inquisitor rather than a Lord Captain, possesses a collection of great serpent rings to prove it. The show has Valda, rather than Jeffrey Bornhold, capture Perrin and Egwene.
We are all someone important under the light. But you're right. You're not who I thought you were. And Aes Sedai would have tried to channel already.
Valda claims he knows Egwene can channel and expects her to demonstrate without incapacitating him. Kinda makes you wonder how he even got those rings.
Light, protect me. What are you?
Number 8. Elias and other side characters. The Wheel of Time has a staggering 2,782 named characters. Of course, some side characters are much more important than others.
You know a lot for a simple gleeman.
We call ourselves Gleeman because a silly name makes us less frightening. Nothing is more dangerous than a man who knows the past.
In the eye of the world, one of the most pivotal is Elias Machira, a wolf brother who mentors Perrin after his escape with Egwene from Shadar Logoth.
The wolves! They're close!
Quick, run!
Another do be Illianer ship captain Bael Doman, who ferries Rand, Mat, and Thom from Shadar Logoth to Whitebridge. Other, more central characters appear later in the show than in the books, such as Gleeman, Thom Merrilin, and Min, who's now at Faldara rather than Baerlon.
I think we got off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce myself.
I know who you are. Look me in the eye and tell me that you want to know what I've got to say. Because once you do, there's no turning back.
We did eventually meet Elias and Bael Doman in Season 2, and got to spend more time with Min.
So you're the possum that's been scratching at my wall.
Number 7. Moiraine's exile.
Tomorrow when you sentence me, it must be exile.
In both the books and show, Moiraine and Siuan must hide their close relationship to prevent the wrong people learning about their search for the Dragon Reborn.
When have we ever followed the rules?
To this end, Siuan does feign hostility towards Moiraine in the source material, but she doesn't go so far as to exile her.
For your disobedience and intractability, you are exiled from this tower.
Nor does she demand that Moiraine swear to obey her order on the Oath Rod. A romantic relationship is hinted at in the books. In the prequel novel, New Spring, an Aes Sedai believes that Moiraine and Siuan were pillow friends as girls. But true or not, it's over by the time the books begin. They don't have a Tir Angrial that allows them to travel to a secret hideaway either.
What were you thinking?
Number 6. Mat abandons his friends.
Is it too late to change my mind?
There's no turning back.
Robert Jordan once described Matt Cawthon as, quote, the bad boy on a Harley. In the books, he's a merry prankster who provides comic relief. A lovable rogue and reluctant hero who's nonetheless there for his friends when it counts. By comparison, the show offers a much grimmer take. As mentioned, Matt's father Abel is now an impoverished lecher, and his mother Natty a drunk.
You're going to be just like your dad. I know it.
Moiraine describes Matt as having an inherent darkness.
What if it's him?
Matt, there's an inherent darkness within him. He was drawn to the dagger, and it was feeding on him as much as he was on it.
When his friends travel to the Eye of the World, Matt abandons them, and Moiraine sends the Red Aja after him.
There is a man that they must find. A boy, really. Matt Cawthon.
And to whom should I send this message?
The Red Aja.
This turn of events may be due to the departure of actor Barney Harris during filming. He was replaced by Donal Finn.
In advance, I'd pay you.
Either way, it's quite a different Matt. Number 5, Perrin's marriage. Perrin has a gentle nature, but as a wolf brother, he struggles to walk the fine line between his human and animal sides. One of the main catalysts for this conflict comes in the first book, when Whitecloaks kill the wolf Hopper, and Perrin loses control, killing 2 men.
You won't hurt us.
How do you know?
While Moiraine, Lan, and Nynaeve rescue Perrin and Egwene, the event leads to a long-standing conflict between Perrin and the Children of the Light. The show, on the other hand, gives Perrin a wife, Layla, whom he accidentally kills in the first episode. It's this trauma that instigates his internal struggle between peace and violence.
Violence is in us all. The way the leaf isn't about denying that, it's about accepting it.
Maybe.
Number 4, The False Dragon.
There have been false dragons before. Women and men who've claimed the title for power or personal gain.
False or no, his strength is
More than anything I've ever seen.
The Wheel of Time is an epic, sprawling series, and a lot of material was streamlined for the adaptation. However, the show also added a lot of new content, including much of the 4th episode.
None of them understand who you are. What you're going to be.
In the books, we first glimpse the false dragon Logain when he's paraded into Camelin in the Eye of the World, and again in the Great Hunt after he's been brought to Tar Valon and gentled.
Let the hand of the tower fall on you, Logain Abla. And take back that which nature itself does not wish you to hold.
The show, however, has Moiraine, Lan, and Nynaeve encounter Logain and his captors, which now include Liandrin, Alana, and Karenni. Karenni is actually from the prequel novel New Spring, where she's killed by the Black Aja. The fate of her warder Stepan isn't explored. Number 3, Reunited at Tar Valon. In the books, Camelin is a milestone in the Emmonsfielders' journey, bringing the wide-eyed villagers to their country's bustling capital.
Moiraine, you're alive.
Oh, it's nice to see you two.
Egwene, Perrin, are they here?
I have watchers. I'll know when they arrive.
It's also where we meet key characters such as Elaine Trakand, the daughter heir of Andor, and Loial.
Your name sings in my ears.
However, the show has the characters reunite and meet Loial in Tar Valon instead, covering some of the action from the Great Hunt.
There will be time for every story as we travel.
That book introduces readers to the Amyrlin seat Swan Sanchi, and has Nynaeve and Egwene inducted into the White Tower.
But the truth is, the two of you have been called to greatness. The fate of all of us rests on you now. On the decisions you make in the coming days.
The girls return there in the 2nd season, which also introduces Elaine, played by Kira Kovney.
I'm so pleased. I never thought that the tower would let me live with the rest of the novices.
Number 2, The Final Battle.
What does it mean?
That this wasn't the last battle. I I fear it was the first.
Book 1 sees the heroes travel together to the Eye of the World, a pool of untainted Saidin guarded by the Green Man. There, they face the Forsaken Agenor and Balthamel. Rand goes on to defeat Baalzamon and the Trollocs at Tarwin's Gap. In the show, however, Rand and Moiraine journey alone to the Eye, which is empty. Baalzamon cuts Moiraine off from the source, seeming to shield her and tie off the weaves. Rand chooses the light by refusing to impose his will on Egwene in a vision, then blasts Baalzamon using a sa'angreal.
That woman who doesn't care about being a wisdom, being an Aes Sedai. That's not the woman I love.
It's Nynaeve and Egwene who destroy the Trollocs. Nynaeve seems to be burnt out and killed, but Egwene miraculously heals her. Meanwhile, Padden Fane stabs Loial, Ingtar, and Uno, prompting Perrin to finally pick up an axe.
Ah, there you go. Tiniest push and you choose the dark. Run may be the dragon, but all 5 of you have a part to play.
This is all new, substantially changing elements from Robert Jordan's story. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Dragon Reborn.
I found 5 potential dragons in the same village. 5? But only 4 the right age. And Nynaeve's too old. But how can we discount her power?
I don't know. Every town has a different legend about where the dragon will be reborn.
After Trollocs attack Emond's Field, the Moiraine of the books tells Rand, Perrin, and Mat that there's something in one of them, or all 3, that the Dark One fears. Only at the end of the first book is it revealed that one of them, Rand, is the Dragon Reborn.
It's me.
In the show, however, Moiraine reveals the truth to the Emond's Fielders from the get-go.
The dragon has been born again. And it's one of you.
Moreover, the dragon can be male or female. Souls aren't fundamentally one or the other. This dramatically reframes the narrative, leaving the characters and viewers guessing throughout subsequent episodes.
I don't want you to die. Any of you.
But whichever of you goes to the Eye of the World and is not the dragon, you will die there.
The reveal that Rand was adopted comes much later, and he realizes he's the dragon before traveling to the Eye, prompting him to go without his friends.
You've always known it's you, deep down. No matter how fast or how far you run, you cannot escape your fate. You are the Dragon Reborn.
In other words, it's a change that has far-reaching consequences.
You always have a plan within a plan within a plan. Don't try to convince me that for this you've got nothing.
Which other differences between book and TV series had you intrigued, or made you feel attacked by Trollocs? Let us know in the comments down below.
I cannot lie.
You'll work out a way. You owe me that much.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.